Hi everyone, today I'm going to present my survey research on HCD job search support. Since my topic have changed, so this presentation will only focus on the survey. And the basic question I want to answer was what career support are HCD students actually using? What feels the hardest in the job search? And what kind of support would they want to be the next step? And my design question was, how can UW HCD department do a better job in helping student finding jobs? I break that into three research questions. So, first, which you see career resources are students using? And second, what part of the job search does it feel like to be the hardest? And the third, what new support would the student want to get from HCDE? And I collect 10 responses from HCD students, 5 from BS students, and 5 from MS students. 6 out of 10 responses were they are actively applying, and 4 said they would need to have a visa sponsorship, and where there's only one person saying that they prefer not to say. Um, so this is a small exploratory sample, and I would like to not treat it as result as a fully representative of all HC students, but I do like to think about this response as a sample showing some useful patterns out of the whole HC department. My first finding is that Handshake is visible, but HD specific resources are barely used. In my survey, all 10 responses had mentioned that they have used Handshake before. 6 of them have used Career Center at the engineering. And but there are some of more HCD specific resources, um, which is limited with the limited use, um, like the recruiting night and the Microsoft mentorship program. These are barely used within the HCD department. And to me, this suggests that the issue may not simply that HCD has no career support. The, the main issue here is that the HCD students do not clearly know where the support lies and what kind of resources is that for and when should they use it. And based on that finding, my first recommendation is to create one clear HCD career support hub. Instead of making students dig through different department pages, HCD could organize resources by job search stage. For example, standing out could include portfolio examples in the timeline. Applying could include Handshake, alumni directories, and resume review. Interviewing could include mock interviews and design exercise, and deciding or sponsorship could include offer help and H1B related resources. The main point here is that the student should not only know about where the resources exist, they should also know which resource is useful for their current stage. My second finding is that networking and recruiter outreach fails the hardest. For this question, my participant said that the related job search task, they rated from 1 to 10, where the 1 means the hardest and 10 means the easiest. And networking and reaching out to the recruiters has the lowest average score. It's like 2 out of 10. So that stood out to me because it suggests students do not only need more job postings, they also need help with the social and the communication part of the job search. Um, that's being said, like reaching out to people, surrounding with, sounding more like a professional, and explaining their work and even translating their design decisions into product or business languages. Once open response also, pointing to this, where the responses mentioned that they wanted to help more in learning how to connect design decisions with strategy, engineering, and the product. So based on that, my second recommendation is to practice the uncomfortable part of the job search. This could include a recruiter outreach lab where students write and revise real messages to recruiters or alumni. And it could also include mock interviews, especially behavioral and portfolio interviews. And it could also include a design to business language workshop where students practice explaining UX decisions in terms of the product goals, engineering constraints, and strategy. This key idea is that the HCD should not, only offer the structured practice, but also like they should get more information career events. My third finding is that the student want HCD specific human helps. What does that even mean? So when I ask what new support would they like to get out of, um, there are 5 out of 10 responses said that they want a dedicated HCD career advisor, and other three choose alumni mentors at more companies than just like only other than Microsoft. So building that all together, 8 out of 10 responses mentioned that they want, human part of support that is more specific to HCDE. This really matters because general career advice may not fully address the HCD students' needs, like UX portfolios, design interviews, project storytelling, and, the current design job market. So, based on that, my third recommendation is to start with a small HD advising pilot. This does not have to be just like huge new career program. HD could test something small first, like for example, monthly portfolio and resume office hours, or like alumni practice networking for mock interviews or coffee chats, or even just simple outcomes page showing where HCD student interned or got hired. This could make career support feels more specific, more visible, and, more connected to real HCD outcomes. And for my next step, I would like to collect more survey responses, especially from graduating students. I would also want to compare between, BS and MS, or like domestic and versus international student needs, because the job search probably look different for each group. I would also like to, do a prototype in the HD Career Hub, and test whether students can find the right support. Um, Finally, I would like to follow up with the interviews to understand why students did or did not use the specific resources. My main reflection is that the next time I will ask more follow-up questions about why students skip certain resources. What kind of like support surprised me is that a study already have some support, but many students do not even use it. So my main takeaway here is HC career support could be more visible, more stage-based, and more HD specific. And thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you have a great day.